Very good morning to you in case you've just joined us. This is Good Morning Uganda and Friday special where we kickstart our weekend by going out away from the normal studio work. And today we are at La Grande Hotel, that is just plot 660 Bombo Road. Just next to me is the northern bypass, and I'm seeing a couple of vehicles passing through that. But it's very interesting.
Mutuwa comes down and is taking a taxi. People are making line for taxi.
It reminds me of those days when I was a young boy from Shimoni, where we used to go to Eso Corner. Is it called Eso Corner? And then they could ask you, say, where you get Chilekabana, where you get Chilekabana, where you get Zirao.
And interestingly, you as little children, you'd be put at that thing in front of the kameme, and yet you pay for it, but you pay less money over.
Honestly, Priscilla and Felix, now you're bringing in the issue of kameme, where people used to eat their transport.
But man, those were good damn days. But it's something I remember. You know that routes have signs? Like if you're going to Luzira Gorobi, the conductor will be doing like this. Now, if you're not sharp enough to know that, you say, Luzira Gorobi. Now, we're going to Chilekabana. Now, Nakawa and Tinda. Do like so you have to cram all the signs. And I remember, if you saw a taxi, people would be fighting. So because the conductor didn't want guys to be fighting, he just uses the sign.
Oh, so it was up to
now you must know. If you hear,
no, you know this is a
we're going to Chilekabana. Now, Luzira Gorobi. Now, if you don't know the signs and you fight and enter a taxi, you see yourself in Portobello.
Okay, so I didn't have much experience of taxis growing up. So they used to, drive us to school.
Voila.
No, it's not a thing of voila. Okay. It's what it was. Anyway, so this one time, my dad thought that, no, my children need to understand Kampala, the original way, the ways that you guys did. So this one time, he drives us to Najana Kumbi State, Kumasanyaraze. He tells us to get out of the car and tells us to go to school. So we're thinking, okay, maybe there's someone who's going to come and pick us up. Hey, he gave us money, he said, go to school. Allah, it was a shock of what. Now we were going to Naguru for school. So you can imagine from Entebbe Road to Naguru. Anyway, we get into the taxi, we get to the old taxi park, we pay the transport fare. Now the party came in looking for Kira Road. We didn't even know it was called Kira Road at that time. Looking for taxis. We spent like 20-30 minutes there loitering around. But we didn't know. First time experience, guys, please understand. Yeah, so we didn't know. We had never had a park experience until some nice Samaritan saw us going around. He's like, what's wrong? Like, no, I'm supposed to be going to school. Which school? We told him the school's like, no, you're taxis. Now you'll have to get taxis from here. But the taxis don't reach your school. So you'll have to get to that stage and then you'll have to walk the rest of the journey. Okay, we get into the taxi. Now Chira Road jam in that morning. We got to school at 9:30 something. The teachers are mad. They're asking us, how could you use taxis to come to school? They called my father to school and he had to come and break time to school. Like, yeah, it's a win-win situation. You still came to school.
For you, you're lucky, but I remember my school, and that was Nakasero Primary School. So in case you came late, at the entrance, there were bamboo trees planted there. So we had a teacher called Mr. Seraniko. Even if your father dropped you at the gate, but when you're late, you'd wait for your father to go. Then they first came using bamboo. No, those bamboo sticks are painful.
But teachers of around 90s, early 2000 really came.
Came seriously.
Man, we had a guy called Wangolo in Shimoni. Mr. Wangolo and Mr. Chizito.
Like he would pang.
Ngolo. But anyway, that was.
But how did you survive the kameme?
Did I survive, man?
Sometimes.
Yeah, you don't want my story about kameme. Me, I was a sharp guy, man.
So that is our experience as children in the heart of the city, So now we are grown up. In the city where we grew up, those are our experiences. But now that we are grown up, Chirabo, look at what the city is today.
And this is what we're going to be discussing in our newsreel story. How better can we improve Kampala? To look at like some of the cities when you travel to Arusha, when you go to Nairobi, go to Rwanda, you find that these cities are a bit some steps ahead of Kampala. And of course, now that the politics has fairly been done, the Lord Mayor is there, the directly elected women councillors are there, and we believe the political formations of the city, I think we're just waiting for Monday to have the divisional mayors to be elected. That is on the 25th. So I want to see how best can we improve this city to take it to another level. Felix, what kind of Kampala would you look at? Would you want to see get? What basic improvements can we focus at or prioritize to get to Kampala to a better status?
In comparison of all those wonderful cities that you've been to, sir.
More so in East Africa.
No, Felix, we can't limit him. Limit me to East Africa. Felix has his international. Yeah, we'll do East Africa.
Okay, you'll do East Africa. Yes, sir. Vatican.
Hey.
Talk about Rome. But let me say this, that I think we are not in the best place, or we're not in the place where we would be, or we should be, as a country, first and foremost, but also as a city. But if you want to talk about the position of the Kampala, or one metropolitan for that matter, in the place of international scenery, you will be very disappointed. And I'll just give you a mere basis on how you can judge a good city, or a fairly good city. You would want to look at the aspect, one, of the population, because that's where it all starts. When you go to countries like Switzerland,
by
Australia,
population, you mean number of people or class of
no,
people?
Population. If you start with the general population.
Okay.
Now, cities are places that are by far not meant for residents.
Okay.
All right. Now, you must, and that's where you must deal with the issues of numbers and percentum and whatever, that cities are not necessarily, you could have residents, but they are not meant for residents.
Okay.
That's the starting point. Now, the second comes in that the population there must be what we call a visiting population. All right. And it must be tagged to time. That is because now we're talking, getting back to the architecture of the city. We deal with time. For example, one, you can say that Kampala as a city has a population of this from probably 8 a.m. to 5.
Okay.
Now, that gives you how to plan. Now, then you would know that if I have a population of 5 million between this time, I am expecting problems like traffic jam, littering, and that's a big issue. Okay, it means that I'm going to have issues of either security, just to mention but a few. Now, if you don't have those statistics, you'll be now Kampala is absent of the same. That we are causing a general planning platform in absence of those statistics. That when you're making roads in Kampala today, you will make a road, for example, the road that Jatinda has just given us, our camera person. You're looking at a road that is a one-way.
Yeah.
Now, but vis-a-vis the population that you host, it becomes a mismatch. Now, if you want to talk about a city I want to see versus the cities I've been graced to visit or to see, this is one of the challenges. That let's talk about transport. What is this transport like in Kampala? Now, because of the kind of population you host during the day, you would plan for the transport method. But in Kampala, you have taxi, what people call matatu.
Yeah.
You have the buses. You have Wakule Nume, Pioneer. You've seen them. You told them, blah blah blah. You have borders, and you have private cars. Now you have 5 means
Plus
of
bicycles. The
plus
president
bicycles, and
encouraged people to do bicycles.
and you also have the foot soldiers,
Yeah.
people who use it. Now you have almost 6 means of
Transport.
Now it means with the kind of road network you have, you're going to have a congestion. You get it? When you go to let's say London, if you've been to London, you notice that there is almost no space for private cars. And it's not encouraged. Actually, it is very rare to see Chirabo driving through the Luton town, Bedfordshire, with your. It is very, very hard. And do you know why? Because the means of transport in the city, they must decide on how people move. Even if you're so rich, you're limited to what you can use when you're in that city. You go to Berlin, you're so limited. Actually, in some cities, when you go to a city called Castelgandolfo in Italy, there are bikes at the entrance, and they are for the city council. So you park your
is it
cars.
in London where they do have actually parking for bicycles?
Yes,
Wow.
all these cities. Even now, when you go to that city, Castelladelpha, you park your private car outside and use a bicycle in that city.
Wow.
And the bicycles are for the council. They are not for individual. Unless you have an illness, you're sick and all that, that is catered for. So why I'm bringing this example is that for you to have a Kampala you want to see, you must take into consideration you must work backward. That one thing leads to the other, leads to the other, to the other, to the other. And that's the challenge we have. The issue of congestion has failed so many things. When you look just beside us, you see people who are standing for whatever position, putting their posters on that place. Now, who is responsible for cleaning out that? Let's talk about tidiness and cleanliness in this city. You host about 5 million people in Kampala. What is your plan for disposal? You get it? We don't have a KCC has never come out to give us a comprehensive plan saying in Kampala our target is to have, because if you have a population of 5 million in a day, you need about 2 million rubbish disposal areas. 2 million, at least half of the population.
To be able to maintain cleanness throughout
you
the
get
day,
the point, exactly.
Without having to empty all the time.
Now that's the thing. You need about 2.5 million disposal areas. But then, on top of disposal areas, you need collecting. You get it? How quick is your response team towards? Now, the reason you call something the other gentleman called the spokesperson of KCC stagnant, temporary stagnation. The causation, you see what causes flooding? It is blockage of these what?
Drainages.
That's the thing. But what blocks the drainages?
But even the drainage systems can now no longer accommodate, because of their narrow.
For me, Robert, if you want to talk about the city, I think for me the challenge that is ahead of the people who have been elected is working with realistic approaches away from the politicking. You see, this realistic, and we must go back to the drawing board and deal with the architectural plan of Kampala.
Felix, you talk about realistic. There's the non-motorist lane that was introduced. Namirembe Road up to Luwum Street, connecting to Entebbe Road. Let's talk about that in particular. In what perspective was this introduced, especially in that part of Kampala? Because yes, it's a busy area, it has heavy foot traffic mostly, but then again, when you look at it in consideration of the outfit of traffic in terms of cars, taxis that were using that particular area to do their business or conduct or help transport people in Kampala, was it actually a good decision in comparison of the rest of the metropolitan region? Yeah, I'm thinking you get about, I don't think it's even more than, is it even about 50 kilometers of network that they did? Probably it's less than that. But that's in a drop of a Kampala being Kampala. In as much as it's a busy area. But have you been to those places? There are cars passing in those. There are borders riding. Non-motorized, motorcycle, motor vehicle. In the absence, that's what they meant. That non-motor, motor, any kind of motor. But we see them using.
Also very clear. This is for foot. They allow a bit of a bicycle. And
they are bicycle lanes. But you see, the purpose was to deal with decongestion. Cars versus more motor, whatever versus
the pedestrians to have a comfortable way.
But the question is, you see, there's money spent, but is it being appreciated? It's what we are saying.
And just to give you a background of the non-motorized, first and foremost, it's a World Bank project and it's a pilot project for Uganda to see if really they carried out some survey, and during this survey they established that those particular areas, because yes, the vehicles could come in at night, that's why they left a bit of at night to drop merchandise, and then during the day people would comfortably move. They believe it would boost business. The only challenge is still misuse. When you pass through the non-motorized lane, you'll find that now the vendors are taking advantage of this, and law enforcers maybe are not very keen at that. But before Priscilla you come in, still Felix talking about planning. For me, I think how best you can improve Kampala is having a laid out plan. I've been privileged to frequently visit Rwanda, but one of the things I found there is it's not you who determines what you're putting at a certain place. The authorities there have a plan already. It's not you to wake up and purchase a plot from Felix, then you put a hardware, you put a fuel station. They sat down, demarcated the city, and came up with a plan. Here we are going to have hotels. Here we can have only a petrol station every after maybe so and so kilometers. Here we are going to have this. The challenge Kampala has, and that is going to be an interest, that a Jachini tomorrow will make some money from somewhere, and maybe he'll move somewhere and saw a lovely hotel. Then he will come, buy a plot, or get a lease, then set up a building. So we do not, our city planners have not come out with a plan, a proper vision to know what Kampala they want. What Kampala they want.
You're sure they don't know what they want?
I think they have come up with a proper plan. I think the plan is there. I must believe the plan is there. Otherwise, last year I think we talked about the 5-year strategy that they had to be able to make Kampala a conducive, livable and enjoyable city. However, the challenge comes in execution. First of all, we've seen the war between the Lord Mayor's office and the technical wing. And so these issues are what have delayed Kampala being able to be transformed into what it should be. But on paperwork, it is there, I believe, because we had the era of Jennifer Musisi. She did have tours to different cities. And every time she went, she came back, they went back to the drawing board, and we could see the impact of the drawing board in her era. But then thereafter, maybe the people that have come into power have not bought into the same vision. It's just about, okay, rubbish, just cater to the basics, rubbish, drainage.
But you see, Priscilla, I think there's something we must agree to confront together as a country. And mostly we must also agree to have some of these hard discussions. That do we have the quality of leaders we need? You see, we talk about, and actually uniquely, that when you're talking about Kampala or cities, you put it away from just the country, the domain. A city needs exposure. You must be exposed. And no wonder also there's an investment from KCC and other cities, I guess, that these people are meant to travel. Councillors travel. But what is the purpose? You see, when you look at, you go to Singapore, their capital I think is also called Singapore. It was not a city. Just 5 years ago, 15 years ago. Man, when you go to Singapore, you've heard stories of Dubai.
Singapore is so beautiful now that movies are always wanting to have shots in Singapore.
But it was built because Singapore doesn't have much of natural resources like what. Actually, when you look at the Kwan Yew something, their prime minister, what he focused on was on how do I make this city? How do I bring what people will look for? And he made a city of art. He brought the relatives of the Michelangelos, those schools, and they built something. But because they shared a vision, now Uganda, Kampala, Mbarara, whatever cities you want to mention, they don't share a common vision. You have the government here, okay, and you have the city there. Now, they make it look like Kampala city is fighting against the central government. Now, you are a mayor, you are a director, but where is, again, and that's why the question asks, where is the common wananchi? Who has the interest of them? Because today, as it seems, when the mayor goes through, he will say, hey, Museveni Mukubya Akalu. Now, even in the prima facie, before you enter office, you're already putting in place sentiments against the notion you want to perform. Now, even the government is saying, you will do nothing here. We shall fail you. So you spend all that 5 years, you trying to prove that you're better by auditing, calling each other all these names. The question is, not until you share a common vision about where you want Kampala to be, who you want to live in Kampala, what, you see, even up till today, and I want to challenge the people at City Hall, have you ever shared? You see, every institution has a vision. Now, in terms of Kampala, what is the vision? Away from just the vision of KCC has its vision, the mission, the objective. That's for you as an authority. But the vision of Kampala, give us an image. Let our children walk in Kampala knowing this is the Kampala I want to live in. Now, it will give us something, a basis to ask for some accountability. You don't have a work plan. You see these things of doing, we got some money from one bank, we got it,
and Felix, what
where is the masterpiece? As Chira was saying, that everything you do must fit in
a plan. Where I say that, take an example of Gulu City. I've been to Gulu City on several occasions, even just after the war. And one of the things that is interesting about Gulu is these people have a common vision. They plan. There was one time when an investor wanted to purchase some land, and they told them that that land was designated for a market, which was recently launched. But this is about maybe 7 years back. But in Kampala, that is what I'm asking. You go to some developed places, even within Uganda here, and they will tell you, go to the likes of Kolowea, they'll tell you that at this special place you cannot put such a thing. So for any city to develop, and exceed abundantly, there must be a plan that the developers fit in the plan, not the developers leading the authorities, you know, because what happens, that Felix would come and they'll tell him there is in 5 years to come there's going to be maybe a flyover, and therefore this is the 10-year plan of how we want the city to be. Schools are going to be in this particular area, this is going to be in this particular area, so the developers just fit within. But as long as we still have a city where money drives the authorities in planning.
Let's talk with realistic examples. If we can't go here, Tindi, if you look just right below here, the madness that is going on right here, just the drainage, the rubbishness that is on down here, buveras. We did have a campaign where they were saying we must not have buveras in the city. But there are buveras in this road that has just been walked on. If you look at the Kampala Northern Bypass, you are seeing people that are walking, but is there a walking lane there? There's no walking lane. If an accident happens, those people crossing on a border are not going to be, there's no accountability for them because they don't have a place covered for them. So this is exactly what we're talking about, that you must have a plan to cater for everyone in their capacity, whether they are poor or they are rich. We must all have a common ground in fitting into this. So dear our new leaders, dear Lord Mayor Murodi, while you're coming back into your position, this time round, we are pleading to you people of Kampala, leaders of Kampala, this time round, do consider actually bringing practicality to the meetings that you have, bringing practicality to making Kampala a livelihood place. So this is our plea to you. In the next 5 years, we want to see a better city. In the next 5 years, we want to see better roads. In the next 5 years, we want to see better drainage. In the next 5 years, we want Kampala to be a compared to city, to Rwanda, to Nairobi. But again, we can only say this, the onus is on you, the ball is in your hands to take course of action. Good morning, Uganda is still here. We're continuing all the way to 9 a.m. and we're going to be looking at some of the conversations that are coming through from the print media. Traffic, yes, I'm going to be looking at some of that traffic, and later on we're going to be having Ivan Kahwa and the team also joining us here on Friday's edition of Good Morning Uganda. Stay tuned to UBC.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
Yes! Enjoy great value from Airtel with the all-new My Pakalast combo offers. We have customized especially for you the best deals on minutes, data and SMS with our 3-in-1 My Pakalast combo to give you the best value as you stay in touch with friends and family. To activate My Pakalast voice combo, dial *100 *2 *1# to get started.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Daddy, surprise! Here is a pizza for you. Happy birthday to you. Daddy, you look not impressed.
My daughter, this is not meaningful to me. Hallelujah Natural Drinks is my ideal gift today.
Hallelujah Ginger Tea Drink and Hallelujah Tamarind Drinks are the most perfect nutritious and healthy products that help everyone to boost their immune system to get complete relief of most sicknesses like joint pains, cough, diabetes, blood pressure, easy digestion and many more, and certified by UNBS. For orders, find us at Bifro House on Sir Apollo Kagwa Road, opposite MBI. Hallelujah Natural Drinks, perfect for your health.
Wedding traditions and customs vary greatly between cultures, countries and social classes. On Platinum, we bring you a glimpse of wider fashion for both men and women, hairstyles, makeup and shoes, where you can pick a leaf for your occasion. magnificent platinum decor. The platinum cake. The unforgettable moments at our traditional ceremonies. The tridents where we tie our knots. And the party begins.
Saturdays will never be the same again.
You should come, you guys. I told you that thing is so fun.
Yes, indeed. We've been rocking your world for 10 solid years on Horizon Vibe. It's the funkiest, freshest music show in the land. And now with the live studio audience, get up close and personal with your stars. We drop the hottest video premieres and the illest video mixes.
Pop, it's showtime, showtime, showtime. Guess who's back again?
And that's not all. Your Progi giveaways.
African Yayo.
Oh, just
and a lot more.
This is the best show I've ever had, I swear, in Uganda. Big up Horizon Vibe. UBC, we never saw this coming, but it's fire.
There is no vibe like
Live from the UBC Auditorium is Horizon Vibe with Kofi, the entertainer.
Let me drink one for the road. Let me drink one for the road. Cause you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Whoa.
No, I've never been someone shy until I seen your eyes. Still I had to try, yeah. Girl, every little thing I do it for you. In every little song I sing it for you.
I hate marriages that fail. I don't want your marriage to fail. Why? I mean, I'm succeeding in marriage. Why should you fail? Why should you fail? I hate it. And that's why we come over here every other moment to unlock the marital bliss.
You know, you're my wife.
Yeah.
I loved you.
Yeah.
I will always love you.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for standing with me. I want to thank you for raising our children. I want to thank you for the life we have stayed together. Thank you for being a wonderful woman. I wish every husband had a woman like Justine.
Yes. I have loved you from day one, and I always love you.
Amen.
Thank you for loving me. Thank you for taking care of us.
Amen.
I love you.
I love
till
you too.
death. God does us apart.
Amen.
A hug. Okay. Yes, once you have the key, you don't have to fight. You just insert the key, turn around, and unlock bliss in your marriage. And that is why we are here. Remember to always follow us on Facebook, Twitter, social media, YouTube, and hey, let us know how this has been a blessing to you.
Dial *185*6#
cash, follow the prompts and make instant school fees payments. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Notice peanut butter. Enjoy the real taste of Notice natural peanut butter that spreads happiness to the whole family. Available in smooth, crunchy, and chocolate nut variants. Pick a size that fits your pocket from 125 grams, 250 grams, 400 grams, and 800 grams. Notice peanut butter, the real peanut butter. Available in all leading supermarkets. Uganda, the land of sunshine. Breathtaking, stunning sights, incredibly extensive large greenery.
Wedding traditions and customs vary greatly between cultures, countries, and social classes. On Platinum, we bring you a glimpse of wider fashion for both men and women, hairstyles, makeup, and shoes, where you can pick a leaf for your occasion. The magnificent Platinum decor. The Platinum cake. The unforgettable moments at our traditional ceremonies. The tridents where we tie our knots. And the party begins.
Saturdays will never be the same again.
You should come, you guys. I told you that thing is so fun.
Yes, indeed. We've been rocking your world for 10 solid years on Horizon Vibe. It's the funkiest, freshest music show in the land. And now with the live studio audience, get up close and personal with your stars. We drop the hottest video premieres and the illest video mixes.
Pop, it's showtime, showtime. Guess who's back again?
And that's not all. Your proggy giveaways.
African Yayo.
Oh, just
and a lot more.
This is the best show I've ever had, I swear, in Uganda. Big up Horizon Vibe. UBC, we never saw this coming, but it's fire.
There is no vibe like
Live from the UBC Auditorium is Horizon Vibe with Calvin, the entertainer.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
It is a chilly morning here at La Grande Hotel, plot 660 Bombo Road. It is very interesting. Away from the AC in studios, we have the natural AC here. It's a bit chilly and really cold, but this is how Uganda, we are blessed because we have that environment. The weather is ever changing and very interesting. Well, it is Good Morning Uganda, special edition every Friday where we move out of our studios and give you a feel of some parts away from our studios. It's time we look at some of our stories in the print media. And I'm holding the new vision of today, the 22nd day of January 2021, the year in which Uganda elected, and some elections are still going on. On the front page, we have a very big headline there, list of LC5 mayor race winners inside there. And who is the 28-year-old PG district new boss? Remember, they elected a person, a young man of just 28 years there. Then Museveni given heroic welcome. They're showing supporters of the National Resistance Movement gathering along the roadsides to welcome their president and of course their candidate who won the just concluded presidential elections. ICT Ministry says the shutdown will continue. Which shutdown? That is the internet shutdown. So many people will try and you cannot access the internet. It will continue. Then government injects 740 billion into commercial skilling of the agriculture sector. Kyagulanyi under police protection. This is the government has said National Unity Platform leader and former presidential candidate Robert Kyagulanyi, also known as Bobby Wine, is under police protection but not in custody, as his lawyers were saying.
Well, of course, Robert, also in the Daily Monitor now, something to talk about internet. We're looking at the headline. Now, Daily Monitor gives you winners in cities, district elections. And of course, some of the winners that we did see here, we're looking at LC5 Butambala, that is Rashida Nambowa, LC5 Mbarara Didas Tabaro, LC5 Mitoma, that is Karieja, Edison Eriyonga, that is for Fort Portal, Moses Batwala, LC5 Jinja, Rajab Semakula, LC5 Karangala, LC5 Kasese is Muhindi, and LC5 Amuru, that is Michael Lakoni. And Museveni makes triumphant entry in Kampala. Okay, well, of course, you dive into inside the Daily Monitor. Now, book review, Ntagari views on polygamy. Also, he wrote a book called More Than One Wife, Polygamy and Grace. That is by Stanley Ntagari and Eliton Enright Hoggets. Well, of course, also, EC officials feared kidnapped and killed, not yet knowing the whereabouts. That's sad. And US rejoins World Health Organization as Biden takes office. Now, Wairu Kwago beat Noop Wave in Kampala City, and our greatest challenge now is managing change. That is Ephraim Kamuntu and Amelia Chambade. Now, 2021 polls are still in contemplation as court rules on Bobby Wine detention on Monday, and at least 221 police recruits fired from training. Internet blockage disrupted COVID testing, health ministry says.
Still in the new vision, coronavirus, not yet time to celebrate, says the Ministry of Health. The battle is still with us and we must win it when we comply with the standard operating procedures. Still regarding statistics, I always say and I will emphasize, please don't be part of these statistics. As we speak, we are not doing very well because we've so far registered 38,606 cases. Also, we have a total death of 316. Now, something about this death. We have new 11 deaths of COVID-19. This week we've been having 1, 2, even the previous week 1, 2, but now we have 11 people that succumbed to COVID-19. So that is something to think about. Just in the last 48 hours or less, 11 people have succumbed to COVID-19. Perfect those drills, and it's the only way we can safeguard ourselves. We are heartbroken, says retired Archbishop Luke Orombi, responding to what is happening regarding Archbishop Emeritus Stanley Ntagari issues, where it's alleged that he was engaged in an extramarital affairs there. And also still more congratulation messages coming in to His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. We see one from Zambia where the president has congratulated Yoweri Kaguta Museveni upon victory in the just concluded elections.
Of course, we get into the school poll out here. We're looking at Mr. Easy and says 2020 was a blessing in disguise. The gentleman who sang Tumbiza sounded there. Now, a lifestyle for many that rely on internet, and of course a couple of their stories and audios on how they manage through. A story here, we're looking at Abdul Wasike, upgrades from footing, okay, and Caroline Marker and Cats are there an item. Now, DJ Khalid endorses Kampala Mamas, and Kitgum Rap Coin does it for the culture. Now, of course, here in fashion, it is the season to go bigger. They give you various ways on how you could wear your jackets and pullovers there. Of course, we have Abdul Rumara here. Cranes, and now we nailed it with his jacket. And of course, one of the movies you should catch this weekend here. Now we have the movie called The White Tiger, quite a beautiful one. And of course, there's a new song by Rickman and Lydia Jasmine that is called Good Night. I think it's a good number. And we go to international stories. Robert, we're looking at Biden reverses Trump's policies, and among them, we're looking at his rejoining the World Health Organization there. Now, why mothers had the greatest influence on my career? Okay, a story by one of that is by Edgar Bate, talks about why he was much influenced by his mother. That's a good one. That's a good one. And of course, a couple of other. But of course, if you're to cross over into sports, we're looking at Pogba ensures Man United keep City at arm's length. He did pull off fairly a good game. I must agree that he tried his best. But also, Robert Ronaldo understanding his world scoring record. Now back here, Kizito on equal footing with rest of Silverback, says coach Jerome, and NBA is almost around the corner, so we'll be back into the stadium.
Well, in the New Vision Sports, we have Cranes must sink to Togo, and Cranes will need experience against giant Togo. Today, remember, they are back. That will be, we have Uganda versus Togo at 10 p.m. The match will be on, and we shall also have Morocco versus Rwanda at 7 p.m. So we must qualify. We must make it there, and eventually also bring the trophy back home. Rugby Sevens update, so the New Vision brings you so much of that and so much in sports. But just don't forget that Ruben will also be here to give you all the updates, the sports updates, and those catchy stories in the sports world for you. From me and Felix, so much is interesting here, but also Priscilla, she's just prepared and she'll be taking you through all the traffic updates thereafter. Keep it on UBC TV. It is Good Morning Uganda, and we are still enjoying La Grande Hotel, that is plot 660 Bombo Road. Felix, how do you feel the natural?
I love La Grande. I've been here a couple of times, I must say. I've been here for swimming. I've stayed here a number of times, you can't imagine. I enjoy their coffee, their rooms, quite spacious. The swimming pool, you've seen it, Robert. An ambience, a place where you can simply, a hotel in a city with an environment like you don't have. Look at the people walking around there. So beautiful. That's what basically Priscilla will be giving us on what are the tabs that, you know, how keep tabs on the road, what is the feel there, what's the traffic like. But thank you so much for also watching UBC and of course Good Morning Uganda and following us, being with us since Monday. For some of you are social media lovers, we're sorry we can't do with you. But anyway, we'll be back soon with you. But remember, we're also streaming live on our YouTube channel. That is our UBC TV Uganda. So also catch us, for some of you people who are not able to, you can reverse, rewind the show in case you missed it. But thank you so much for watching. Now we'll take a break. That is when we come back, we'll be having Priscilla taking us through the traffic updates.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
Dial *185*6#, follow the prompts and make instant school fees payments. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Enjoy great value from Airtel with the all-new My Pakalast combo offers. We have customized especially for you the best deals on minutes, data, and SMS with our 3-in-1 My Pakalast combo to give you the best value as you stay in touch with friends and family. To activate My Pakalast voice combo, dial *100*2*1# to get started.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Notice peanut butter. Enjoy the real taste of Notice natural peanut butter that spreads happiness to the whole family. Available in smooth, crunchy, and chocolate nut variants. Pick a size that fits your pocket from 125 grams 250 grams, 400 grams, and 800 grams. Nutis peanut butter, the real peanut butter. Available in all leading supermarkets. Fruitvale Fruit Juice. Our journey begins in orchards where some of the best fruits are grown. Fruitvale Fruit Juice is 100% natural with no added sugar, filled with a wholesome goodness of vitamins and minerals that nourish your body and delight your taste buds. Enjoy real fruit juice in orange, tomato, apple, beetroot with mango, lemon mint with cucumber, mango, berry and tropical variants. Grab your Fruitvale 100% fruit juice today. Available in all leading supermarkets.
Connect to the world for free on Ayoba. Chat with friends for free. Play games all day for free. Jam to Ziki for free. You can also send money through Ayoba. Absolutely no MBs needed. To download the app, visit www.mtn.co.ug/mymtn and select Ayoba.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field could not be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite show.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations. Driving the development of a robust communication sector in Uganda is Uganda Communications Commission.
Dembe.
Yes, Dad.
Please don't go to the city. Wait for the elections to come down.
Papa, don't be worried. Election time isn't a matter of life and death. It's supposed to be a peaceful exercise. The winners and losers meant to come together for the good of our country.
You've spoken well, my son. Election comes and goes, but Uganda stays.
Very true, Dad.
Oh, my son. Now, no matter the situation, don't get involved in strikes and demonstrations. Putting your life in danger.
This message is brought to you by Local Initiatives.
Buyogera nyaffe Uganda ku Radio Africa tolemwa kumwenya olw'akamwenyumwenyu akajjudde abanywanyi. Embeera y'obudde yatukolako mukwano n'obutonde obutubeezaawo ne butusobozesa buli mu okubeerawo mu ngeri ye kuba ffenna tuli banjawulo ne mu ngeri gye tukwasaganyamu emirimu gyaffe. Naye ekitugatta ne tufuuka omuntu omu bwe buwoomyo buva mu kyokunywa ekya Aleluya Jingatee Drink n'Aleluya Tamarind Drink eddekende erikumala ennyonta ate nga wejjanjaba omubiri gwo. Ekyokunywa kino kye kitegeera emibiri gyaffe kuba kya butonde 100 ku 100. Woomerwa ekyokunywa kirimu omubisi gw'enkooge. Aleluya Tamarind Drink n'Aleluya Jingatee Drink bikolebwa ba Aleluya Reflexology Healthy Solution and Nutritional Research Center Limited. Weefunire ekyokunywa kya Aleluya leero okuva ku maduuka wonna. Bakubire ku noti 393 24 15 66.
Munakasada wandibaire twerayo mu kibuga wandirinze ebyobufuzi bino ebyokulonda byamala okuyikakana mu memale wairayo. Baba otyaki akasera kakulonda tikakufuna kuwona kuboyidi goba wangwire nawangwire balina kuba walala Uganda eje mu maiso. Oyogere bulungi mwana wange ebyokulonda bino biyida byagolola aye Uganda esigalawo mutabani embeera oba nungi oba mbi tuwetaba mu byakwekalakasa oba kwediima okutwa obulamu bwo mu bulabe obubaka buno bwatuusibwako Local Initiatives.
This is Good Morning Uganda. This is Good Morning Uganda.
Well, Well, good morning, Uganda. But this time around this morning, it's a Friday. The sun is yet to come out. But most especially, allow me to say good morning, Kampala. Thank you so much for having elected people. Good morning to all the cities, the new cities. We have Arua, Jinja, you do have Gulu, you do have Mbarara, among other cities all over our country, Uganda. But most especially, I want to say good morning, Bwaise. Good morning, Karerwe. Good morning, Kawempe. Good morning, Makerere. Good morning, people who stay on the bypass here for Kampala Northern Bypass. Good morning to people who use Makerere Chikoni, the other side. This is where we are this morning. It is the Bwaise roundabout. Now, the Bwaise roundabout does connect to the Northern Bypass on the upper side. So we're going to be looking at the traffic update in this area code. However, as we are looking at the traffic update, you can see that people are using all means of transport this morning. We have the pedestrians that are walking right past me, and then we get to also have the motorists, which are vehicles. You are having taxis. You do have some trucks that are going to be passing by. Borders are part of the city of Kampala. You also have the people the president said in total lockdown. You can use a bicycle since transport was literally locked down, and people have actually maintained bicycle usage in the heart of Kampala. My name is Priscilla Naloga, and looking at the traffic update this morning from the Bwaise roundabout, when you look at the actual roundabout, we do have jam that is building up on Sir Apollo Road, and that is simply because the road is narrow, so they do have to use one route to be able to get onto Sir Apollo Road. Now, as you can see, Sir Apollo Road, cars that are going to Sir Apollo Road, they do also have a taxi area that is used to actually pick up people. That also contributes to how fast the cars get off Bwaise Road onto Sir Apollo Road. However, on the other side, from Sir Apollo Road, cars joining Bwaise roundabout, surprisingly, there is no jam on that road. It is very clear. You can see commuter taxis joining Bwaise Road, and there's no problem for them. There's no traffic there. So if you're using Sir Apollo Road coming into the area of Bwaise, you want to connect to Kampala Northern Bypass, that is very okay for you. Now, looking at Bombo Road, the side of Makerere, Lower Makerere, you get to also see that to and from, there is no traffic this morning. Actually, the only traffic you're going to see is a lot of borders. But the vehicles that are coming from Kawempe heading to Karere, they are using Bombo Road, and so far it's looking clear. Also, vehicles coming in from Wandega, they're coming in from Karere, they're coming in from Old Kira Road. They can use this alternative to join Bwaise roundabout. And again, there's no jam for you coming from Karere roundabout connecting to Bwaise roundabout. Now, looking on the other side, where it connects to the Northern Bypass, you only mostly have foot traffic. Those are pedestrians, and there is a taxi sort of park on the other side that gets people to Busega, Karere, Busega mostly. So you do have commuter taxis that do stand on the other side. Otherwise, heading into Kawempe, you do have a clear route. Bombo Road does continue in that direction, and if you can see very well in that direction, we do have Bwaise that then heading into Kawempe. Even then, still the roundabout on the other side is looking very clear, except for the commuter taxis that are affecting the flow of traffic. This morning, Bwaise roundabout is actually a good option for you to use and pass, as you can see. Now, while we are passing through here, we want to hear people's minds. I want to know, we have been having a discussion on the newsreel, and we're asking ourselves, what do people want to see in Kampala? I wonder if I can attract some people to actually have a conversation with me as we are looking at the flow of traffic in real time. Okay, so let me see if I can snatch. Hello, how are you? Sawa kuogerako nawe sebo. Zote no sebo. Amanya bampita Naroga bakuyitani Kayongo yise Kayongo Mwami Kayongo mbadde mbuuza twakalonda ba meya kikyo wandyagadde okulaba mu Kampala empya twagala ko enguudo zaayo nfu ezisinga n'amataala ku nguudo matono n'ekirala nti ebitundu ebisinga obungi byetaagamu kola ki byetaagamu
abakola mu ngabba abantu abamu obukozi beetaaga okuwa obulungi ku musaala gambe bali badde balabirira mu mpalamato bwetyo.
Obeera mu kitundu kyawa wano?
Mbeera mu kitundu kino kyennyini.
Kino kyennyini kya Bwayiise. Bizibu ki bye muyina wano mu kitundu ky'e Bwayiise?
Bwayiise eyo kizibu kisinga okubeeramu ddala ekinene kya myala. N'omwala omunene ogukolebwa gwe bagamba nti bagukola ne bagula n'abantu tegwatambula gwasigala guzimupanga awo. Kati twewuunya gavumenti engeri oba abakozi ba State Council ne bakola ekintu kati abanga awo bagogola ebintu ne basuula awo gamba ekintu Kampala talina kuba bw'atyo. Tufu obuyonjo bukyetaagisa mu Kampala obw'amaanyi.
Kale twebaza nnyo Kayongo siba bulungi. Okay, so you've heard it from Kayongo. He's talking about Bwayiise. One of the challenges they have is the drainage system, and he has talked about the fact that all the time it rains, they do get a lot of water flooding, especially in that roundabout. The area past the roundabout always experiences flooding. In this particular season, when it's rainy, people in Bwayiise do worry. Also, he's talking about the littering. As you can see, the littering always goes into the drainage system. So when it rains, there is compilation of these into the different drainage outlets, and it causes a lot of drainage to come afloat onto the roads. Let me see if I can attract another person. Mukuru, nsawa kwogerako nawe. Wasocha no sebo. Ulunje. Amanya bakuyitani?
Basarwa Derek.
Derek, mbadde mbuuza Manchester United kiri okay?
Kiri okay.
Ekikopo munakitwala?
Tujja kiwangula.
Musambi kyakusingira mu Man U?
Rashford.
Kakati obeera mu kitundu kyawa?
Nabweru.
Nabweru akusanyusa ennaku zino oba waliwo ebitakusanyusa?
Nabweru talina buzibu. Talina buzibu.
Enguudo ziri okay?
Kiriya.
Rubbish ali okay?
Kiriya.
Buli kimu kiri kiriya. Mu Nabweru addako myaka 5 bwe walonze ki kyoyagala bakoleremu?
Ebyo tubireke.
Kale neyanza nnyo kya neyanzege. Okay, so he says Nabweru is actually satisfied people. They do have a new road networks. They do have tarmac in Nabweru. That one I do testify. So the people of Nabweru are not complaining at all. We get to see just one more person. If I could get a lady's perspective, it would be nice. But as you can see, we are on the roadside, Bwayiise roundabout, and the jam is very free and flowing from either side. Bombo Road joining Kawempe, it's very clear. You also do have Old Kampala Road that is very, very clear. There's a young lady coming through. I want to interest her in a conversation and see what's up with her. Sotano Nyabo. Walonze
asalonze okulimba kubi
lwaki towalonze?
nabaddeko wala nabadde bize kale.
Obeera mu kitundu kyawa?
Mbeera mu kitundu kya Weeyogerere.
Weeyogere wakusanyusa oba waliwo byagala bakolere?
Byonna binsanyusa.
Byonna bikusanyusa? Kale bakuyitani?
Helen.
Kale Helen beera n'olunaku olungi. Okay, Helen abeera Bweyogerere agambye nti Bweyogerere nabo bali okay. So far abakulembeze b'e Bweyogerere nabo bakoze omulimu bulungi. But anyway, it's okay. We can still find out more when we come back. It is still Good Morning Uganda, and we are still wanting to interact with the people about the new Kampala that they want to see in the next 5 years, from the mayoral office into the different sectors that do affect how we live in Kampala. How do people want it to be? But you can also be a part of the discussion on our YouTube channel, which is UBC Television Uganda. Do drop us a comment. What do you want to see in the heart of Kampala? I know that some people in the diaspora who left this city maybe 1, 2, 3, 5 years ago, and you want to come back seeing a different city. What is that you want to see? There are people in the villages who went in December, they've not yet come back. When you come back, what do you want to see in the heart of Kampala? And in your different city, in the new cities that have come up, what do you want to see? What are the services you want to be delivered better? All of this we want to hear from you. YouTube channel is UBC Television Uganda. We return with a discussion on all the topics that have been making headlines. That is the elections from presidential. We had woman MPs. There's a woman MP taking Kampala by storm right now, the mayoral seat. And of course, we cannot hide the fact that there's another story in the church that has also been making headlines. The Ntagali story, Archbishop. We are going to be having these discussions, the impact of that on the morality and also democracy of our country, Uganda. Have yourselves a wonderful morning. Get to your next destination in a safe manner, and remember, do wear a mask. Let me go and buy my mask.
This is Good Morning Uganda. This is Good Morning Uganda.
*185*6#, follow the prompts and make instant school fees payments. Airtel Money, instant, secure, borderless.
Bw'oyogera nnyaffe Uganda ku Radio Africa tolemwa kumwenya olw'akamwenyumwenyu akajjudde abanywanyi. Embeera y'obudde yatukolako mukwano n'obutonde obutubeezaawo ne butusobozesa buli omu okubeerawo mu ngeri ye, kuba ffenna tuli banjawulo ne mu ngeri gye tukwasaganyamu emirimu gyaffe. Naye ekitugatta ne tufuuka omuntu omu bwe buwoomi obuva mu kyokunywa ekyaleeruya jingatte drink n'aleeruya tamarin drink eddekende erikumala ennyonta ate nga wejjanjaba omubiri gwo. Ekyokunywa kino kye kitegeera emibiri gyaffe kuba kya butonde 100 ku 100. Weemerwa ekyokunywa ekirimu omubisi gw'enkooge aleeruya tamarin drink n'aleeruya jingatte drink bikolebwa ba aleeruya reflexology healthy solution and nutritional research center limited. Weefunira ekyokunywa kya aleeruya leero okuva ku maduuka wonna. Bukubire ku noti 393 24 15 66.
Nakasada wandibaire twerayo mu kibuga wandirinze ebyobufuzi bino ebyokulonda byamala okuyikakana mu memale wairayo. Baba otyachi akasera kakulonda tikakufuna kuona koidi goba wangwire nawangwire baina kuba walala Uganda eje mu maiso. Yogere bulungi mwana wange, ebyokulonda bino biyida byagolola aye Uganda esigalawo mutabani embeera oba nungi oba mbi tuwetaba mu byakwekalakasa oba kwediima okutwa obulamu bwo mu bulabe obubaka buno bwatuusibwako
Local Initiatives.
Fruitvale Fruit Juice. Our journey begins in orchards where some of the best fruits are grown. Fruitvale Fruit Juice is 100% natural with no added sugar, filled with the wholesome goodness of vitamins and minerals that nourish your body and delight your taste buds. Enjoy real fruit juice in orange, tomato, apple, beetroot with mango, lemon mint with cucumber, mango, berry and tropical variants. Grab your Fruitvale 100% fruit juice today. Available in all leading supermarkets.
Dembe. Yes, Dad. Please don't go to the city. Wait for the elections to come down. Papa, don't be worried. Election time isn't a matter of life and death. It's supposed to be a peaceful exercise. The winners and losers meant to come together for the good of our country. You've spoken well, my son. Election comes and goes, but Uganda stays. Very true, Dad. My son. Now, no matter the situation, don't get involved in strikes and demonstrations. Putting your life in danger.
This message is brought to you by Local Initiatives.
Notice peanut butter. Enjoy the real taste of Noti's natural peanut butter that spreads happiness to the whole family. Available in smooth, crunchy and chocolate nut variants. Pick a size that fits your pocket from 125 grams, 250 grams, 400 grams and 800 grams. Noti's peanut butter, the real peanut butter. Available in all leading supermarkets.
For all your shopping needs, come to Capital to shoppers. We have a variety of items like foods, garments, cosmetics, and all sorts of drinks. Enjoy your shopping experience at affordable prices in our fully stocked branches in the following areas: Ntinda Stretcher Road, opposite Makere Business School along Port Bell Road, Duster Street opposite Nakasero Market, and Garden City on Yusuf Lule Road. To all our customers and suppliers, we thank you for your continuous support. Stay safe, wash your hands, sanitize, and wear your mask always.
Connect to the world for free on Ayoba. Chat with friends for free. Play games all day for free. Jam to Ziki for free. You can also send money through Ayoba. Absolutely no MBs needed. To download the app, visit www.mtn.co.ug/mymtn and select Ayoba.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
This is Good Morning Uganda.
A lovely morning to you once again. Thank you for keeping it on UBC TV. Allow me to say good morning Uganda. In case you've just joined the show, it is a special Friday, and every Friday we bring you into that Friday mood by moving away from the traditional studio work and we go to a venue of our choice just to make you feel the feeling of Friday. And this time around we are at La Grand Hotel, that is plot 660 Bombo Road. You can look at the ambience around, you feel the sound. Of course we are in the middle of town, a very busy area, but this is where there is this lovely place that you can come and relax, wash off the political stress. For some of you, it has been a very hectic period, canvassing for votes, moving around. You can come enjoy the swimming pool. Even when you have the kids, there is a special swimming pool for the children there. You can relax as you look at different parts of the city. And also above all, you can come and sleep here. They have rooms for both for short stay and long stay. And it is very near the city. So in case of any appointments, you can just run to any part of the city, then return, and it is a very lovely place, and I'm enjoying myself. But like we do it here every Friday, we look at stories that have made headlines throughout the week. With a team of experts, we have Ivan Kahwa from the newsreel, the field soldier, who makes sure you get those stories. Rachel Takali, an editor, who looks through and says, yes, is this what or not there at the newsroom. And of course with me, as we do it every day. But let me begin by saying hi to my colleagues. Ivan, how has your week been?
My week has been okay.
Ups, lows?
My high, I would say my up. Uganda Media Council losing the case to journalists. That to me, that is outstanding news. Since Genesis, I was against this specific move by Uganda Media Council, and specifically borrowing it from the law itself. They were working within not the boundaries of the law. And losing the case, to me, that is a plus for journalists, though we believe that the intended intention was already achieved. They had to lock out many journalists who were supposed to cover the elections. So the ruling was done after, but either way, we have to move on. That is a plus for me. Then, of course, the law, the number of COVID-19 cases are increasing, and now we are seeing a lot of laxity. Now that the elections are done, there is a lot of laxity. Many people are rejoicing, many people are having fun, they are congratulating their leaders and so forth, and this might blow us into danger. So I believe we should take this very critical. Let's keep on preaching the message that COVID-19 is here as we wait for the vaccine.
Rachel, a lovely morning to you. How was your week, your lows and highs?
Well, for me the high was Minister Chamba Day and Minister Kamunju, who have been gracious enough to accept that defeat happens, but also to offer their views
of what should be. I mean, these things have happened, but there is a way that we must approach political matters going forward. And the law has been some political leaders who are refusing to actually examine the true nature of our situation, and they're latching on to easy and convenient explanations, many of them very, very disturbing. They need to really get themselves together. Uganda is bigger than small little funny explanations.
Well, my high has been, Ivan said that case, that has been my high as well, because I felt really some of these things were not done in good spirit. That's my law has been what is training in the Anglican faith. You know, a lot of things are happening there, comment after comment, accusations regarding Archbishop Emeritus Stanley Tagali. So that has been my law of this week. Error is to human, and I really feel somehow it's not being handled very well. That is my opinion, yeah? Error is to human, yeah, so... and error is to human. This is not a murder that you've murdered someone. Great men in the Bible, King David, talk about Adam also, who would speak to God like we are speaking.
But also flogging a dead horse.
Well, let it be. Let's just move into some of the stories that really have made headlines that we want to focus on, beginning with the just concluded elections. That is the mayor elections and also district leaders, where we registered a very low turnout. We could remember, yes, the presidential elections, according to statistics, presidential and parliamentary, there was a decline of 11% in terms of voter turnout. But when it came to this time around, it was really more. We've not yet got the percentage from the Electoral Commission, but interesting fact that there was even a polling station that is in Bududa, Bumanyoko seed polling station, where out of the 13 people that were registered there, only one came out to vote. So the polling agents were there all day long and only one person came out to register. Rachel, what could you attribute this to?
Well, when a country has 41% people who stay away from the polls, it's a very, very high percentage for a country that has only been doing uninterrupted cycles of elections for 25 years now. It's comparable with Europe, that has been on this path for about 75 years. Of course, before that they had monarchies and so on. But it's very troubling. Why would people who only recently thought very highly of participating in the electoral process shun it altogether? That means that there is something about the establishment that is no longer connecting to very many people. These are people who don't feel that political leaders are as responsive to them as they used to be, or reflective of what society is all about in Uganda today. It is a time for really examining where we are going as a society. There are many things that have been taken for granted, but really the people are saying this should not be. For example, when you take Lango sub-region, 10 of the incumbents were thrown out. There are 31 seats available in Lango, and a number of them are new because of the city there. But it compares quite favorably with what happened in Bukedi and Elgon sub-region, where 100% of LC5 incumbents were thrown to the side. It doesn't mean that a new party necessarily assumed the place of the former. They may actually be, most of them are still in RM, but the old way of doing things is what people are saying. It cannot take us forward as a country. We must revisit the way we have been doing things. That's what the people are saying, whether those people are in Kidgum, whether those people are in Kisoro, whether they are in Busia, whether they are in Jinja. They're saying it is not necessarily a function of which party is where, but the people, the flag bearers, the ministers have not been meeting the expectations of the people, and they don't want that anymore.
Ivan, looking at the low voter turnout, what would you attribute this to?
You know, one thing we need to really put into consideration, I believe, first and foremost, I think there is something we need to change, the way we organize our elections. If we had the presidential elections coming in last after all the other elections, I believe that's one of the aspects that either way could motivate many people to go and vote. And in this case, you may think that people are more concerned about the presidential seat. To them, that is the most important aspect of the politics of this country, and that is why they came up. But of course, many things that we witnessed during the presidential elections, the shutdown of internet, then the BVVK machines failing to work in some places. So that kind of discomfort in someone's psychic can trigger them not to come and vote in any way. And then secondly, we had a lot of new faces that perhaps people didn't know. So you go on the ballot paper, you're looking at, you don't know anyone. But it's all about the symbol. You know, this election has been manned by look for the symbol, don't look at who is attached to what symbol. So many people would just go, and if by accident they don't find the symbol they are looking for, then they would rather leave it. And secondly, when you look at the presidential elections, the Electoral Commission was saying about 9 million people voted. Those are the number of people that cast votes. But then if the 1,200 polling stations were locked out and you have not gathered that data to include it on the entire number of people who have voted, then you'd realize that actually the EC is not giving us the right number in that regard. But even the other aspect of the low voter turnout, you could see many people as well feared the legs of COVID-19. You know, the laxity during Thursday election, the presidential, the laxity was too much. People were left to do what they want. However, many people were compliant. You wouldn't access a polling station without a mask. I would thank Ugandans for that in any way. So I believe that is also the other aspect of COVID-19. But generally, the key primary factor is Ugandans are not so much interested in the politics that is so closer to them. They look at, you know, the president and member of parliament.
Lack of sensitization, civic education, because a person really knows that your councillor, your LC5 councillor, your LC5 chairperson, the mayor, these are more close to you. You can access them more than you can access your member of parliament, maybe even never in life to access the president, and they actually address the immediate needs of the people. But when it comes to voting, you find that people are not interested in voting for people who address issues that affect them there and then.
You know, in society we have demigods. I can be having a councillor, LC1, you know, but the moment I look at an MP, I take this as an accounting officer. I am able to report. Many times when you interact with a member of parliament, you feel that, okay, I think my message will be taken, because we have that psychology that this is a person who goes to the August House to deliberate matters of national importance. So at most, even the councillors, you have dealt with many of them. You go to the LC, you want a stamp, you have to pay money. You go where they, you know, even the programs, the government programs, the MIOG and so forth, you find that the lower leaders actually not sensitize themselves on government programs. So it becomes a real hard burden to them. But to me, I believe even that's why they look at members of parliament as more concerned to them and more relevant to their leadership, because they know they have that stone they add onto the politics other than the councillors. You know, they also have their own fights at that level. That is why even if an MP goes to a certain village, Ugandans will rejoice. They are like because they feel this is the right person. So I think exactly, but it's not all about civic education. It is not about anything, but the discomfort that came with the entire process of the elections, I think could have locked out some of the people to go and vote their leaders.
Well, that was the low voter turnout that we witnessed in this election. We still have Monday's election there, and we urge Ugandans, please turn up in huge numbers. Turn up and elect people that are more closest to you compared to the presidency and the parliamentary slots there, because these are people that actually live within your communities, understand the problems you go to, and you can closely force them to deliver. How many of us will ever get to His Excellency? But how many of us maybe will never get to a member of parliament? But your councillor, your divisional mayor, your mayor, or the Lord Mayor for cities there and Kampala in particular, you easily access these people. So they are very important as appointed as a parliamentarian or as a head of state. Rachel, let's look at some of the lessons learned from these just completed elections. We had one part of this country overwhelmingly voting in favor of NUG, and also we had about 25 ministers being kicked out there. What are some of the lessons that you believe that we can learn from this?
I think it shows that the people of this country are really looking for someone to see their hopes in, to see their dreams in, someone who really carry who they really think they are or where they hope to be It may be a perception. It may even be a fallacy. But that's what it has come to. Because what the people of Uganda are saying, that over the years, their hopes are diminishing in the quality of what they are getting versus what they are hoping for. So I think what they are thinking is, maybe if we have someone else here, because we even see these changes within the party. NRM has also had a high turnover. These other parties, FDC, they've also had a number of changes within there. It may be that you retain the same number of seats, but it's different individuals. It means that the people are hoping that someone will actually listen. The politicians have come to a point where they no longer listen to the people. They no longer care what you think. They say they care, but they really don't care. Because at the end of the day, they do exactly what they set out to do, not what you ask them to do. There are many times when people ask...
Because representatives stand up representing themselves.
Yes. The politics of self-interest is what has gotten us here. That is why at LC level, the response to these new leaders, even if you're my neighbor, the response is the same. The response of resignation, the response of people who are tired, people who are despondent, because even you do not do the right thing. Whether you're LC3, you still serve yourself. Whether you're LC1, you still do the same thing. Whether you're in parliament, you still do the same thing. If you're a minister, you still do the same thing. The people of Uganda are saying, it doesn't matter whether you're NRM, whether FDC, whether you're ANT, whether you're NUP, the approach to politics is not going to help this country. It is setting us back. They want to go forward. If you remain back, that's your business. The people of Uganda are willing to move forward without you.
Ivan, your parliamentary report, give us a projection into the 11th parliament.
Yeah, it's quite interesting this time around. We are looking at a youthful 11th parliament versus some of the minority comrades of the 1980s and 60s. You could now imagine.
They're not 60 now.
60s.
Now you have Moses Ali. Okay.
So exactly. Now there's
some old wine still,
Yeah, there's been a lot of contention moving in that, you know, the country makes the types of leaders they want to go in parliament. People are questioning. We are looking at many artists, the Geoffrey Lutayas, the Muhammad Segirinya, then there are many, quite many artists, let me say. And people are weighing them that they cannot deliberate matters of leadership and so forth. Believe you me, every member of parliament who is a senior now started like how these young ones have gone to parliament. And I believe within time, there are always procedures, you know, they go under induction, you're told what to do. So I believe at a certain point they will pick up. The only disadvantage is that many of them are in my age bracket, I would say. And you find that in the 5 years you're going to parliament, you're going to first take good care of yourself. These are people who are doing totally bad. And this is a reality. We shouldn't hide it in any way. It is only Katoro Wama who spoke the truth.
Yeah.
in India built himself.
And there comes Mukasa.
And he was thrown aside.
Very young lad there, entering parliament.
He was a little bit arrogant in his statements. That's why they kicked him out. Had he kept quiet and legislated, he would have gotten something. But I believe this time around, this election, one thing I learned from it, this is what I call an indirect transition of power. This is what it means. This is the signal. If you look at the likes of Amelia Chamba, they're coming out now to tell Ugandans, ask yourself, why wasn't this minister saying the same thing when serving as an MP under the NRM ticket? Why are you now becoming a little bit emotional because you've been kicked out? And you're trying to paint a picture that the government have been serving Munaye to Bade Tukoye. So I believe that is also a signal to the young people. But to me, it is a plus. It is a transitional generation of the youthful leaders. And I believe something will be tangible in this kind of parliament. The advantage as well, we still have all the elders in parliament. They will be advising the youth. I don't believe they will go astray and something like that. And having the community leaders like the Muhammad Segirinya, these are the leaders who are loved by the community, who are appealing to the community, let alone the English, quoting the article. I studied from Makerere, have a doctorate, I was in Harvard. Now you're looking at a person who is a community leader. So getting to learn the dynamics of law and leadership is a matter of time, and I believe we shall be good to go.
Unfortunately, time is not our best ally. We would want to still look at some of the stories that have made headlines throughout the week. But like Ivan has put it, and Rachel, yes, the youth have always sought for a place in authority, in leadership of this country. Now this time round, many Ugandans have entrusted the youth. What kind of service delivery are you going to offer? You've always joined with the future leaders. The ball is in your hands. We want to really see and understand how best the youth that have been agitating to take control of this country. Now that you've occupied majority of elective positions, it is time that you leave to your salt so that you really work your salt. I'll now hand over to Ruben Mpima Kasera Chivirango to take you through the sports updates and all those catchy stories in the sports world. Just remind you, we are at Hotel La Grande here in Bombo Road, floor 660, a place where you can come with your family, you can hold meetings, they have conference rooms, you can come here for a short stay, a long time stay. They have a swimming pool, they have a very lovely salon here, the swimming pool for both the adult and the young. So for family, it is a place you can be. And above all, it is within the city. In case of any meetings to catch up, any quick appointment to catch up with, you can do that and also return to your safe place of stay for that particular time. I'll now hand over to Ruben Mpima Kasera Chivirango. The sportsman is ready to take you through.
We are live from La Grande. My name is Ruben. Thanks so much, Robert, for that wonderful topics, or for the wonderful topics, Rachel and Ivan. We thank you so much. We are here live from La Grande, and I'm here to give you sports. I will start from NBA. This morning, we had so many games played this morning, and I'm pretty sure that my colleagues in studio, that is Jagan and the team, know what it means to talk about NBA. I will start from the results. We had the Bucks did actually lose to the Lakers. That was 113-106. Then we had the Clippers against the Kings. Yes, against the Kings, and the game ended in the favor of the Clippers. The Clippers had 115 and the Kings had 96. Then the Warriors did actually beat the Spurs. That was 121 to 99. The Rockets against the Suns. The game ended 109 for the Suns and 103 for the Rockets. Then, of course, we have a couple of games that will be played next morning or tomorrow morning. That the Cavs will take on the Nets. That will be at 3:30 a.m. That is tomorrow morning. We'll have the Celtics take on the 76ers. That will be at 3:30 as well a.m. in the morning, tomorrow morning. And then, of course, the Raptors will take on the Heat. The Bucks will take on the Wizards. And we'll have the Wolves against the Hawks. That will be that is tomorrow morning. And, of course, the NBA continues with a couple of games that I've just mentioned. And I know that the Warriors have got back. They have actually gotten back into what they used to be. That's the Warriors. They have a strong team that can win them a championship, and I'm pretty sure that with Steph Curry firing from all corners, they will be able to maybe be in the playoffs final. If they play better. My name is Ben once again, and I'll go to Chan. We had games played, that was yesterday. Libya drew with DR Congo, that was 1-1. We had Congo, Brazzaville, draw with Niger, that was 1-1. And today, we have games in Chan. Morocco will take on Rwanda, that will be at 7 p.m. Then Uganda will take on Togo. That will be at 10 p.m. So the Cranes will be in action against Togo, and the only thing they want is actually a win against Togo. And if we get a win, that means maybe the chances of qualification will be very, very close. I know we need to qualify for the second round. Then tomorrow we have games tomorrow from Chan. Zambia will take on Guinea, and then Namibia will take on Tanzania. That will be in Chan. Away from Chan, let's go to the FA Cup. We have games that will be played over the weekend, and the peak of the games, Manchester United will host Liverpool. That will be at Old Trafford. Last weekend we had the two teams draw 1-1 at Anfield. Now Now they will be playing again at Old Trafford, and that will be the peak of the weekend. That will be the Super Sunday, where Manchester will take on Liverpool at Old Trafford in the FA Cup. Then we shall also have Brentford against Leicester. Chelsea will take on Luton Town. Southampton will take on Arsenal, and Sheffield will take on Plymouth. Then, of course, Blackpool will play against Brighton. That will be in the FA Cup. So in the La Liga, we have games in La Liga. Osasuna will take on Granada. Elche will take on Barcelona. Celta Vigo against Eibar, and Atletico Madrid will take on Valencia. That will be at Atletico. Good game to catch there between Atletico and Valencia. That's a good game to catch. Then the Serie A games will be also played in the Serie A. We'll have Roma take on Spezia, and Milan will take on the high-flying Atlanta. Yes, they get the goals. They score many goals, and Milan will actually be unveiling their new signing. That is Mario Mandzukic, who will be unveiled over the weekend. That will be in the game against Atlanta. Well, I've got to go. Priscilla is waiting to take us through the next chapter. But from the sports department, we thank you so much for being part of GMU, and we thank the management at Laguande Hotel for allowing us to be part of them this morning and allowing us to broadcast from their premises. I've got to hand over to Priscilla, who is waiting to take you through the next couple of minutes. Good morning.
We are outdoors. La Grande Hotel is hosting us this Friday, and we're very thankful to be in the heart of Waise, around Waise roundabout. Very exciting place to be in. The ambience is superb, and they do have services. Johnson here is joining me to tell me more about the Grande. Morning, Johnson.
Good morning.
How are you? I'm okay. So my name is Priscilla, and thank you so much for hosting us here. Okay, so we want to talk about the services that La Grande Hotel does offer. What services do you offer?
Okay, La Grande Hotel offers a variety of services.
Okay.
Here comes mostly we deal with accommodation, restaurant, we have a bar, we have swimming, we do outside catering, we do events. In case you have want to hold Chameleon here, you can bring him here. All those services.
All right, so how much are the rooms and what kind of rooms do you have?
We have four categories of rooms.
Okay.
We have the double, single, executive, and a family room.
Well, how much are they? People need to know. You know, it's COVID time, eh? So people's tickets are limited. What do you have for them in terms of prices?
The prices are favorable.
Okay.
Whereby when you come, we can give you a double room at 140.
A double room
and a single room for two people at 120,000 shillings. We have an executive room at 250. Then our family room at 300,000. All comes with breakfast in the morning, free internet, which can connect you to the world. Then we have also swimming.
How much is swimming here, by the way?
Swimming is 20,000. Okay. For adults, then for kids, 10,000.
And they do have a separate swimming pool for children, which is an advantage to you. So if your parent, your auntie and uncle, and you want to have a pool different from the seniors pool, then La Grande Hotel is an option for you. Let's talk about the restaurant. You say you have a restaurant. What kind of meals do you offer? We have Smanya Alcatero. What is it called?
That menu, that food salads. Yeah, the likes of chips and chicken, chips fish, chips goat's meat.
You're selling meal, I understand it's fish.
Yeah.
Why?
Sorry?
Why is fish the best one when we're in white? There's no lake here.
Oh! It's not about having a lake here. Remember, we have many other lakes the other side. So we have also farmers who do that activity of rearing fish. So if we do buy fish, don't think that in Bryce we are supposed to have a pond where
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then do you do weddings? People in Bryce may want to be looking for a venue to do wedding, maybe a small party, receptions.
We hold weddings, we have a wedding reception, birthdays, baby shower. Don't hesitate to give us business if you have a birthday. Just come over at a little money.
How about people who have meetings, separate people? Do you have boardrooms, anything like that?
We have our boardroom.
What's the capacity?
It has a capacity of 25. Then we have also our conference hall with a capacity of 100 people. For the conference hall, we charge it 500,000 per day.
What does it come with? Does it have a sound system?
The sound system
projector?
is installed, projector, everything. Then for the boardroom, we charge it 50,000 per hour with a capacity of 25 people. Yeah.
Anything else you want to sell to Uganda about the Grand
I
Hotel?
just want to call all Ugandans who are in Kampala, outside Kampala, and even those people who are abroad who wish to come to Uganda, want a home to stay, just come over, join us, it's a little money. You can always get us on Facebook, you can get us on Twitter. Then
What
mostly
are your handles?
for Facebook we are using Hotel La Grande Kampala. So you can always get us there. We are always there to answer your questions. Every time you check on us, we're always there. Yeah.
And you've talked about people from out of the country. Do you have airport pickups?
Yes, we do airport pickups at a rate of
Alright, it is a one-way ticket here to La Grande Hotel in Kampala. Found in Waise, location exactly?
as in the Bombo Road.
Yeah.
As you're coming from Wandegea, it's opposite to Town Metro Station.
Okay. Alright.
So I'm from around now.
Finally, are you happy with the services in Waise?
Yes, we are happy.
You're happy?
Only that our dear friends who are in Waise are 5 years.
Yeah.
They get a very expensive.
Yeah. All right, as you've heard it from Johnson, first of all, they are pocket friendly. It's COVID times and everyone does understand the situation. So they brought their prices down. You can get a room as low as 100,000. You can get a double at 120,000, 140,000, depending on the size of the room. And they also have a swimming pool. They do have a la carte. Yes, they do have the a la carte, and they also have buffet for those of you that love your Luwombos. At La Grande Hotel, they do have Luwombo. Speaking of Luwombo, I need to go and look for breakfast. Yes, they do have awesome breakfast that comes with milk, cereals, it comes with drinks, with fruits. All this on bed and breakfast when you get a room here. So since we've been here since morning, we take that as a room. But thank you so much for having joined us on Friday's edition of Good Morning Uganda. Until next week, we're definitely going to be ready to catch up with you on Monday. Jagana Semakula is also coming through on Good Morning Uganda Extra, and they're going to be looking at a whole roundup of the general elections in the year 2021. How it has been, of course, we have to reflect back from the top until where we are right now. But in the heart of Waise, you can enjoy one fresh air, and also at the Grand Hotel, you can be sure of ample parking in case you do have a wedding. They do have a big ample parking space. I also like the fact that they have terraces that overlook the northern bypass. You can be able to see the Kampala bypass with the upper terraces that they have that are just right above the road. It's a beautiful view. If you caught the show earlier on, you realize that we were actually in the middle of fog, and we were quite worried that we're going to be swallowed up by the fog. But the weather is still, you know, sort of cold. We do have Molly who does our weather updates on UBC, of which may I say happy birthday to you, Molan. Thank you so much for always bringing weather updates to us. And from Good Morning Uganda, we want to wish you all the best, but we're waiting for a piece of the cake. Handing over to Felix Nkunda.
Well, of course, we must say thank you again and again and again to the team here at La Grande, but we can't say also thank you so much to our viewers who have been watching us since we started this broadcast. The whole week you've been following with us. Thank you, UBC. Thank you, the team behind the scenes. And it is for us, we say goodbye. Happy Friday. Enjoy yourselves. Take care of yourselves. Of course, COVID is real now. I will sign out as I drive out of La Grande Hotel, but I'll leave my colleagues to enjoy themselves here with the swimming pool, the dining, the lavatory, apartments, and all these kind of things. But thank you so much once again for watching UBC and Good Morning Uganda. Have yourselves a lovely weekend.
for free on Ayoba. Chat with friends for free. Play games all day for free. Jam to Ziki for free. You can also send money through Ayoba. Absolutely no MBs needed. To download the app, visit www.mtn.co.ug/mymtn and select Ayoba.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Bwogera nyaffe Uganda ku Radio Africa tulema kumwenya olw'akamwenyumwenyu akajjudde abanywanyi. Embeera y'obudde yatukolako mukwano n'obutonde obutubeezaawo ne butusobozesa buli omu okubeerawo mu ngeri ye kuba ffenna tuli banjawulo ne mu ngeri gye tukwasaganyamu emirimu gyaffe. Naye ekitugatta ne tufuuka omuntu omu bwe buwoomyo obuva mu kyokunywa ekyaleeruya jingatte drink n'aleeruya tamarin drink eddekende erikumala ennyonta ate nga wejjanjaba omubiri gwo. Ekyokunywa kino kye kitegeera emibiri gyaffe kuba kya butonde 100 ku 100. Woomerwa ekyokunywa kirimu omubisi gw'enkooge aleluya tamarin drink n'aleluya jingatte drink bikolebwa ba aleluya reflexology healthy solution and nutritional research center limited. Wafunira ekyokunywa kya aleluya leero okuva ku maduuka wonna bakubire ku noti 393 24 15 66.
Needs, come to Capital Shoppers. We have a variety of items like foods, garments, cosmetics, and all sorts of drinks. Enjoy your shopping experience at affordable prices in our fully stocked branches in the following areas: Ntinda Station Road, opposite Makere Business School along Portbell Road, Duster Street opposite Nakasero Market, and Garden City on Yusuf Lule Road. To all our customers and suppliers, we thank you for your continuous support. Stay safe, wash your hands, sanitize, and wear your mask always.
Notice peanut butter. Enjoy the real taste of Notice natural peanut butter that spreads happiness to the whole family. Available in smooth, crunchy, and chocolate nut variants. Pick a size that fits your pocket from 125 grams, 250 grams, 400 grams, and 800 grams. Notice peanut butter, the real peanut butter. Available in all leading supermarkets.
Dembe. Yes, Dad. Please don't go to the city. Wait for the elections to come down.
Papa, don't be worried. Election time isn't a matter of life and death. It's supposed to be a peaceful exercise. The winners and losers meant to come together for the good of our country.
You've spoken well, my son. Election comes and goes, but Uganda stays.
Very true, Dad.
My son, now, no matter the situation, don't get involved in strikes and demonstrations. Putting your life in danger.
This message is brought to you by Rokal Initiatives.